you come in as a rookie and like you said, like you're trying to figure out a new environment, new teammates. Like you don't want to say too much, you don't want to say too little, and it's just so hard.
What if I told you that Caitlin Clark's toughest challenge wasn't on the basketball court, but within the locker room? That her greatest achievement wasn't just breaking records, but fostering connections? How do you excel without overshadowing your teammates? How do you balance standing out while staying connected?
It's crazy, like looking back at a year ago today or around this time, like I was just beginning my senior year of college. And obviously, you know, people knew who we were and people attended our games, but it's obviously not on the magnitude that it is now.
Yeah.
So like life just changes fast, but that's what makes it fun and cool. And, you know, quickly started a new chapter of my life too, like moving here to Indianapolis.
In a candid podcast interview, Caitlin Clark shared insights about her rookie year and her teammates. From Aliyah Boston to Lexi Hull and veterans like Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler, her unfiltered thoughts might change how you view the Indiana Fever. Ready for the inside scoop? Let's dive in.
It was just a crazy year because you go all the way up to the national championship game and then you're playing right away.
Yeah.
You know, one of my coaches early on in my career said, you know, your rookie year is always so hard because you're in a new city, you're in a new place, you're with a new team, new coaches. There's so much that's not part of the routine that you're so used to. And you had that as like...
Caitlin Clark, the college superstar, steps onto the WNBA stage with sky-high expectations. But her biggest challenge isn't her game. It's fitting in. On the New Heights podcast, she opened up about her rookie fears, saying,
but like in my scenario, and obviously you guys too, like you're already highly thought of. Like people are turning to you to like be something or be someone. So it's hard. Like you're trying to get your feet wet, but also not do too much. And I think that's kind of what I struggled in early on is like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how they're going to react.
The pressure was intense, and Clark felt caught between two worlds, unsure whether to lead or follow. She admitted feeling lost in the locker room, a mental struggle made harder by her fame. Yet, amidst the chaos, Clark found a silver lining. The fast-paced WNBA life kept her grounded and focused. She said,
but I think it was good a little bit too. Like you don't have time to overthink things. Like it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
like you're just on to the next. But at the same time, like you don't like, I feel like I never really ended the chapter of college. Like it was just like you been left, but maybe that's good. You don't have a lot of time to think about it. So I think that's definitely the weirdest part of, you know, women's professional basketball and obviously college basketball too. It's just that change, but that's kind of how it has to be too. So it's just.
Her teammates became her rock during this whirlwind transition, offering the support she needed to navigate the challenges of her rookie season.
For not knowing, you nailed it.
But also, like, I had a lot of really good vets around me too, so I feel very grateful for that. And we had a fairly young team too, so like people had been through it fairly recently, so they knew how I felt. But like I feel like that definitely is a huge challenge, and that goes for whatever professional sport. Like you're trying to learn, but also people are looking at you like you got to perform and like be what they drafted you to be, and that can be.
In a candid moment, Clark admitted, "I feel like I never really ended the chapter of college. It was just like you left, but maybe that's good. You don't have a lot of time to think about it." Her words revealed how abrupt and challenging the transition to the pros can be, even for a star like her.
You mentioned the vets, and I think, you know, for me at least, there was a lot. Some vets were incredible. Some of the vets, obviously, you're competing for jobs, so there's a little bit there, but you lean so much as a young player on your vets, and you lean so much from like, even just like in Philly, there's so many great players that played for the Eagles that like Harold Carmichael, who was a legendary Philadelphia Eagle, was like always around and willing to lend advice or anything. Did you have many former players or current players like reach out to you that really helped you in transitioning into the WNBA?
Let's talk about Clark's teammates. Aliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull, the core of the Indiana Fever. It wasn't all smooth sailing at first, though. One of these stars faced struggles but still worked hard to build a strong bond with Caitlin.
Season, my playing time definitely looked different than it did at the end. So trusting that, you know, I was staying ready, putting in the work so that when I did get the minutes out on the court, that I could take full advantage of them. So I was just really proud of myself for trusting the process and staying the court.
Lexi Hull was out of the rotation early in the season, and she was frustrated. Despite putting in the work in the gym every day, her performance wasn't reflecting her effort. But after the Olympic break, something clicked. Hull found her rhythm and quickly became a standout. So, What does Caitlin really think of Lexi?
Obviously, Lexi's been tremendous, especially on the defensive end. She just brings a spark and a tenacity about her that, maybe we weren't always getting on the defensive end, and she's just willing to do whatever it takes for this team, and it's helped our defense improve a lot. So I think offensively and defensively, we've taken a step forward, and, that's kind of what the coaches challenged us in going into that break.
Let's rewind. Clark's first practice with Aliyah Boston had a miscommunication, but instead of a disaster, it sparked something special. Their chemistry, especially in the pick and roll, quickly became apparent.
Caitlin knows where Aliyah Boston's going to be. Aliyah Boston knows where Caitlin's going to be.
Caitlin and Aliyah have almost a poetic pick and roll action going all the time. Caitlin can already find her teammates, but just the fluidity between her and Aliyah, it's like they're on a different wavelength now.
Want to know the secret behind their magic? It's not what you think. It's all about repetition and trust. In the first 13 games, Clark had only 17 assists to Boston, but in the last 14 games, that number shot up to 54. That's not just improvement. It's a whole new level of understanding. Here's Caitlin sharing her unfiltered thoughts about Aliyah, reflected in their now famous pregame affirmations.
AB is always somebody that's going to have her teammates back, whether it's myself or whether it's anybody on the team, she just wants the best for every single person. She's such a positive, light in our locker room. She's a great voice. She's always there, whether things are great or whether things aren't as great. She's just a very consistent person in our locker room. She's been somebody that's been really helpful throughout my rookie year, obviously having gone through it just a year ago. And I think you can tell our chemistry is really coming along, and a lot of that has just been developed through games. So the more practice that we get together, only the better it's going to get. But I'm really thankful for her.
Let's focus on Kelsey Mitchell. At first, her reaction to Clark wasn't what people expected. She played a lot of isolation ball and wasn't keen on passing. But after the Olympic break, they bonded, shared their dreams, and became one of the best backcourts in the WNBA.
Squared. What's up, friend? I just want to say congratulations on the award, man. You deserve it. You've changed the world in so many ways. You've done it with so much grace. And I'm so happy to take the floor with you, to be a part of this experience. I want to tell you to give yourself some grace, kid. You've done a lot of things that not a lot of people can do. And from me to you, I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm always going to be in your backcourt.
Clark couldn't stop praising Mitchell. It's clear these two aren't just teammates. They're a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's pretty similar on and off the floor. She's just been a voice that's been there. She's been through this league for 7 years now. She knows what to expect. She knows how things are going to go. And I think more than anything, we are just starting to understand each other much better. We could just make eye contact and she knows to go back door. She knows to come and get the ball. That just comes with playing with one another. So it's been a lot of fun for me. She's playing so well right now, just as good as anybody in this league. So I feel very lucky and fortunate to have her.
Just figure it out, She's a smart player. I'm a smart player. When the play is open, you're going to pass the ball. And I'm always sprinting on the floor. And she's a great passer, but she's always going to pass it if I'm open. I know that. It's really amazing because we haven't had many practices together, but the connection is just there. I feel like I know, I'm getting a better sense of what she's about and what she's going to do. And so I just try and get into the right positions and try and make something.
I wanted to get ahead of it because I know this transition is tough. Just being undrafted and being a rookie, it's very unlikely that a vet, just take you in when you got the same position. And I think oftentimes people forget that I'm a great person before a basketball player. So for me as a big sister, I'm just I'm gonna take this first step first to just let her know we here, we got you, whatever you need from me as your vet, and even you're in the same position, I got you. And she's just been doing a great job with just accepting it and receiving it from me. Because as you know, she's one of the biggest players in the world right now, and she don't act like that. She's just help me, in any way you can. It's definitely in a sweet way.
I believe Grace was a state champion in high school for golf. Have you played with them?
Grace was?
Yeah.
What?
Have you played with anyone? Yeah, I think
Grace, you were a state champion golfer? Why did you hide that from me? She was on the team. They didn't play her.
apparently.
Have you played with anyone on this team yet?
Honestly, I have not.
I think the thing about leadership is like how you approach every single person is going to be completely different. And I think the thing that's helped me be successful throughout my career has been the relationships that I've been able to build with people. And every single person you have to approach differently because they come from a different background, they come from a different place. Somebody can be a little more tenderhearted, and for me, I probably want to be screamed at. Like, it's just everybody's a little bit different. So I think that's what's unique about leadership and being able to understand people, but that takes time, and building relationships is really important. You know, I think I'm very real with myself too. Like, I know when I maybe haven't done my best in something, and I'm going to be the first person to look in the mirror and know what I need to get better at. And so I think those two things, that's what, you know, helps me be the best is, you know, I can be very honest and real with myself. And I think at times that's what, you know, definitely the younger generation struggles with is they always want to point fingers, but, you know, you always got to look at yourself first and see how you can improve. So, yeah, I think it's that. I just want to be better than everybody else.
It's not even something you're really ever aware of, you know, breaking records or, you know, it's just something that comes with playing the game the right way. I feel like is, you know, I just come out here and try to, you know, play basketball in a way that people love watching, in a way that is going to make my team successful, and the records and whatever, or the stats, that's just what comes